Hi, everybody. My name is Jonah Pallone, and this is the very first episode of Owner Operated. This is the show where we have candid conversations with small business owners every single week. Now, a bit about me. I work at a business intermediary firm based in Raleigh, North Carolina called Midstreet Mergers and Acquisitions, and we sell businesses generating $1 to $25 million in revenue throughout North Carolina and the Southeast. We operate as a core team of 4 people on all of our deals, and I'm super grateful for the guys at Midstreet for helping me through all these years and for helping me set up the podcast as well. They've been instrumental. Now, I'm in the beginning stages of learning about small business, but I wanted to bring you with me on the journey as I learn more. The long-term goal of the podcast is to share stories and lessons I learn while having conversations with business owners. Now, you're probably wondering who I am and why am I even interested in this space? And to answer that question, we have to go back a few years. You know, when I was a kid, everybody knew me as the future doctor, right? Oh yeah, that's Jonah. He's studying in his books. He's going to be a doctor. And at the time, that was really part of my identity. I placed it on myself, right? And you know, my parents were kind of surprised that I even chose that path. That was until that I shadowed a doctor in high school. And, you know, the doctor was super gracious with his time, but it just wasn't the right fit for me. And that was a stark reality for me. I felt very clouded. I felt very confused at the time. I've always been sort of a goal-oriented person. And to be honest with you, I felt like I lost my identity. And so I had to humble myself. I went through this long period of personal development, and I humbled myself, and I asked a friend for help. I always had good friends around me. One of my friends owned his own business. His dad owned his own business as well. And I just asked him, I said, hey man, do you have any books that I can read? Or, you know, how do I figure this out? I'm very confused right now. And so he spoke with his dad, and his dad suggested that I read a book called Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And if you know anything about that book, it's pretty controversial in terms of what it says. So I read the book in 2 days, and I'm just flipping through the pages, and every few pages or so, my mind is just getting blown, right? You know, this whole concept of job security, having one stable job, the author of the book, Robert Kiyosaki, just destroys that. And it changed me a lot, I'll be honest with you. And it improved my mindset with things. I became a much more positive person. And I just took more agency over my life in general. So I get into UNC Chapel Hill probably because I wanted to be a doctor for so many years. I got good grades, so I'm very lucky and thankful for that. If I wanted to be in business, there's no way I would have gotten into Chapel Hill. But you know, I have a great time at Chapel Hill, but I'm still unsure of what I want to do. I know that it's somewhere in the space of business in general, but you know, I wasn't sure. I thought about maybe social media. And so I talked to my friend Jeff Jr. and I said, hey, Jeff, you know, what do you think I should do? I'm kind of interested in social media. Should I get an internship? You know, what should I do, man? And he says, you can come work for my dad's company. And so I do, and I hate it. It was terrible, but the experience was fine. But the job of doing the social media was just not for me. It didn't fit me at all. I'm a very extroverted person, and it just didn't work out. Having said that, Midstreet itself was an awesome company, and the work that they were doing and being able to learn under those guys was awesome for me. And the coolest part about it for me was being able to meet small business owners. You know, I still remember the first time I went on my first client meeting. We went to the Outer Banks to visit this business, and we're just talking with the owners, and I realized I'd never talked with a small business owner before. And all of these misconceptions that I had about these people were just getting blown away, similar to when I was reading the book. I was always told throughout my life, business owners are greedy, that, you know, they don't care about their employees, right? So many things like that. So all of a sudden, you know, everything I was told, you know, business owners are greedy, they take advantage of their employees, you know, they screw their employees. It was the exact opposite. My experience was the complete opposite. And so I just loved it. And I loved my time at Midstreet, and I couldn't wait to go back when I went back to school. So circling back to college, you know, throughout my entire time at college, I only took 2 classes that related to small business, and they were put on by the UNC Family Enterprise Center. And I'm super thankful that they had those, but you know, throughout my time at college, I just didn't get that much of a small business education. I got some leadership training, which was useful, and you know, various other things, but there was not an emphasis placed on small business. College really trains you to be a good employee for a larger company. That's my opinion, my experience at least. It really will only centered around big business and startups, because that's, you know, to be fair, that's where most of the students ended up. So with Owner Operated, I want to let you in behind the curtain of what I've experienced and let you in on the conversations I've been able to hear with these small business owners. You know, I think they deserve a bigger voice than they currently have. I'm on a mission to get the word out that small business ownership is a good thing. So join me on this journey as I talk with small business owners of all kinds in all kinds of industries to learn more about what it takes to be successful and the positive impact that these small business owners have on their communities. I've seen it firsthand. I want to share it with you. A deal I made with myself, though, as part of starting this show is that I want honest conversations. All the time, I'm online, I'm watching videos or listening to shows, and there's so much inauthentic crap out there. I do not want this show to be that. In this show, I'm going to share the good, the bad, and the ugly. There's going to be some emotions. I'm not going to lie to you. These business owners go through a lot of hard work, a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. But I think it's crucial just to show you, just what makes these businesses so great, and it's the people behind the businesses that are running them. And one common thread that I've been continually fascinated by is this. Every story I've heard, it's this leap of faith that it almost seems like every single business owner has taken a leap of faith at one point or another. So I'm just super excited to be talking with these small business owners and to share that with you guys. If you have any guests that you think would be good to interview, please introduce me or send them my way. And lastly, I'm happy to connect with new folks, even if you don't own a small business, but you're excited about the space that we're talking about in some way. Feel free to reach out on my website. It's jonahpollone.com, JONAHPOLLONE.com. I've got a LinkedIn or a Twitter. It's going to be in the show notes. I'm looking forward to seeing how the show progresses. Thank you all so much for listening, and let's have fun.